play the demo, and then maybe call it a night. Getting a little sleepy now. Okay. London, 1907. Thus, with this method, we can determine the time of death within a margin of error of 2 hours. You should ask Cooper. Me? Why not you? I don't know if it automatically does it. Hughes, Cooper? It would be interesting if you'd share your doubts with the class. Look what you achieved. Ah, coward. Professor Moore, Is it true that you and Professor Ward are devoted to hunting ghosts? Music, I love it. My, you have been badly informed. We are devoted to studying them, not to hunting them. What? Oh, what? That's nonsense. Ghosts don't exist. Sure about that? Do you have any conclusive evidence that can substantiate that statement, Mr. Cooper? They're a myth. An invention of mankind to scare those of weak mind. Those of weak mind, eh? Very well. Let's see. How many of you believe in God? You can raise your hands. They all raise their hands. Okay. All of you? Well, perhaps you should be studying theology and not forensic medicine. Excuse me. You can lower your hands. I suppose you think the mere belief of him confirms his existence. Is there any supporting evidence? Any photographs? Have any of you seen him taking a stroll in Hyde Park? Has anyone talked to him? The Pope? Okay, let's set that witness aside for the moment. No one in history has been able to prove it. The only proof we have is faith, and that regrettably won't do. Look, gentlemen. Neither I nor Professor Ward asserts that ghosts exist. We're cautious with regard to that matter, even if we have reliable witnesses and there are a large number of cases. Are those arguments enough to accept this as a fact? I thought that said fart. No. We would be falling into the same trap you fell into with respect to God. We investigate these claims with the best tools science has provided us. That is, the scientific method. A method I advise you to use before compulsively raising your hands to defend your beliefs. I don't think my father would agree with all of this blasphemy. Your father agrees with the idea that students from poorer classes should never be allowed into a university. Ooh. As well as agreeing to use child labor in his factories. Ooh. He's really burning you, dude. So, with due respect, Mr. Turner, you can take your father's opinion and shove it! Come in. I'm sorry to interrupt, Patrick. It's quite alright. What do you need? Look, the dean wants to see you. Can it wait? I'm roasting this kid. The lecture is almost over. It's a delicate matter, Patrick. Uh-oh. Is it about Rose? No, it has nothing to do with Rose. What a relief. I was starting to worry. Talk to him, would you? Look at the dust particles. I'll take care of the lecture. On the right. What were you teaching? How to school people? The scientific method. Apparently these gentlemen don't get it yet. Noted. Well, gentlemen, the scientific method. One moment. What? F1 for instructions. Okay. Location. Left button, interact, /talk to, /select. Inventory. Place a cursor at the upper edge of the screen. I need to turn the volume down. Upper edge of the screen, select an object and use it with the eye for a description. It's a little loud too on the stream. Shortcuts. Escape, options, menu, skip scene. F1 shows this help screen. F5 quick save. F7 quick load. Space skips dialog line. Okay. So we have this, options. Select an item and click the eye icon to get a description. Okay. Statue, door, Mr. Cook, portrait. Let's see this. Tom Lee. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee? Sorry, I didn't hear you. I was admiring the trophies. Did you know the university won the Greco-Roman Wrestling Championship in '89? I did not. We haven't won since. Such a pity. There are more trophies in the hall. Why do I always find you in front of this cabinet? They're pretty, don't you think? Excuse me? They're wrestling trophies. Ah, yes, I suppose they are. And such a point of pride for the university, right? Yes, of course. Can I inquire about your obsession with trophies? I want to win one. I mean, I want the university to win one in my discipline, Roman wrestling. What's preventing you from participating in a championship? I understand you're a good wrestler. Manager Taylor. He doesn't want to be embarrassed, like in '96. What happened in '96? Oxford humiliated us. They defeated all our wrestlers. Manager Taylor doesn't want that to be repeated. And in his view, the most sensible thing to do is not to compete. It makes no sense, right? Especially if they have me. I'm the best wrestler the university has had in years. I might be able to convince the manager. I'd very much appreciate it. Tell him Oxford won't stand a chance against me. I'm big and relentless. And strong. You look strong, yes. Of course I do. The strongest in the university. Do you want to see it? Test me. There's no need. I trust you. Bring me a metal rod. I'll bend it for you. I don't have one, but don't worry. I'll do what I can to persuade Manager Taylor. Many thanks, Professor. Have a nice day, Mr. Lee. You too, Professor Moore. Let's see. Statue. It was a gift from Raymond Baxter, former pupil and famous sculptor. It represents a certain Celt deity celebrating the winter solstice. The board has threatened to retire this pagan figure several times to the pupils' dismay. Every 21st of December, they fill the statue's bowl with whiskey and parade in front of it, paying their respects. Nice. Plaque. Henry Carter, Dean. That's where we need to go. See Mr. Cook. What are you doing with Professor Ward's portrait, Mr. Cook? Haven't you heard? Of course not. You've been shut up all day in that lecture room. Get inside and they'll bring you up to date. It's a scandal. A scandal! Mr. Price. Professor Moore. Studying? Yes. Well, no. I'm reading a treatise on, medieval churches. And, let me see. My dear Gregory, I am telling you the exact truth. I believe I am now acquainted with the extremity of terror and repulsion which a man can endure without losing his mind. I'm sorry. Don't worry, Mr. Price. Don't be ashamed of reading Miss M.R. James. He's a national treasure. Continue with your reading. Thank you, Professor Moore. Sir Philip Abercrombie, illustrious professor of organic chemistry and candidate for the Nobel Prize in 1903 for his work on brain connections. Nice. John Thomas Ogilvie, the best surgeon in London Hospital, taught here between 1880 and 1890. When he retired, he donated huge quantities of medical material, which we still use today for internships. Alright, let's go here. Let's go here anyways. I don't want to get too distracted. Because I can. Professor Moore. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Dean Carter. Rector Williams, a pleasure. Good afternoon, Professor Moore. You can get a chair from the back end. That won't be necessary. This meeting will be brief. Explain the facts, Dean Carter. Look. This week, the university received a generous donation from the Metaphysic Investigations program run by you and Professor Ward. £5,000. 5? That's amazing. It would be, if not for a terrible event. All that money has disappeared from the Bank of England. What? We've demanded an explanation, and they've confirmed the money was withdrawn yesterday by your colleague. How is that? We wanted to speak with Professor Ward, but he didn't appear today for his lectures. Let's try to remain calm, gentlemen. The professor might simply be here. We've been trying to locate him all day. He's vanished. He's run off with the money. He's an unprecedented scandal. It's an unprecedented scandal, sorry. This guy is distracting me because he looks like the guy from Haunted Mansion, the old version with Eddie Murphy. He looks like that old white dude. I forgot his name. Are you sure it was Professor Ward? Who donated the money? Why would he do that? Are you sure it was Professor Ward? Someone could have impersonated him. There are witnesses. And the signature with which the money was withdrawn is undoubtedly his. Lest we forget, his whereabouts are unknown. We believe in presumption of innocence and respect it, but in this case, I'm sorry, Professor Moore. This is the unvarnished truth. Who donated the money? We only know it was a group of intellectuals from London society, nothing else. It appears they had no intention of making it public, and given the circumstances, they prefer to keep it that way. Why would he do that? That is exactly what we're wondering. How could he withdraw the money? He's just a teacher. He shouldn't be authorized. At one time, he combined his teaching job with the position of deputy treasurer. That was years ago. He resigned. Nevertheless, he was still registered at the Bank of London. We suspect he took advantage of that to commit this crime. Get to the point, Dean Carter. Yes. I'm sorry to tell you that as a result of this matter, the board is considering eliminating your metaphysic investigations department. But that can't be. It is. My predecessor authorized this department because the immaculate career of Professor Ward. Sir Archibald Ellsworth would roll over in his grave if he knew of this infamy. Surely you didn't presume to hope we'd keep this nonsense going after what happened, did you? I understand there's discomfort with Professor Ward, but I'm a part of that department too. It isn't fair that I should be blamed for acts of which I'm not responsible. We know, Patrick, but... Patrick? You mean Professor Moore? And I would beseech you not to challenge the board. However, as a courtesy to you, we wish your exit from the department to be as... Stop with this rubbish, Dean Carter. You have 72 hours to prove that your ghost exists. If you don't present us with the material proof by that deadline, forget about your department. 72 hours? That's not time enough to prove what no one has ever proven throughout the entire history of mankind. That hurt my brain just reading that. That is your problem. And express your thanks to Dean Carter. He's the one who proposed it. If it were up to me, I would brick up that circus right now with my own hands. Damn it. We're the laughingstock of every university in the United Kingdom. Let them laugh all they want, Vice Chancellor Williams. They only display their ignorance. Do you want some advice? Forget about those ghost fantasies and focus on your work as a teacher. You are the best teacher of forensic medicine in all London. Focus on your work, for God's sake. This is a serious institution. Superstition has no place here, and neither do your progressive ideas. Are you aware that we have received complaints from some student fathers because of your radical ideas? What's wrong with being progressive? Isn't it part of the university motto? Knowledge, improvement, progress? Don't be a wise ass with me. And remember who you're talking to. Slap him on the butt. 72 hours, Professor Moore. Prepare yourself to say goodbye to a fantasy that never had any place in an institution as respectable as this one. Dang. Bye. 72 hours. 72 hours, Henry. It's humiliating. Why didn't they just close the department immediately? I have more bad news to tell you. Really? There is more? Your department has been sealed. You won't be able to use any of the resources inside. Damn it, Henry. Couldn't you? I can't. If someone sees you there, they'll know it was me who conceded. That would put me in an awkward situation. The board is treating this matter very seriously. I don't want my position to be jeopardized. I beg you to understand. Yes, I do. I didn't mean to put you in a predicament. I'm sorry. I know the search for the great beyond is your life, but I'm sure adversity will stretch your intellect even further. I don't know how, but try to find proof, please. If it's strong enough, I'll show it to the board and they'll be forced to keep the department open. The Jewel of 7 Stars by Bram Stoker. The Great God Pan by Arthur Machen. In a Glass Darkly by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. Okay. Williams would be angry if he saw you devoted time to these readings while working. These books? I just received an order from that new library near the London Archaeological Society. Don't you know it? No. You should see for yourself. There are some genuine jewels. I'll do that. Shelf. How many of these have you written? The ones on the first shelf. And part of the second one, too. Ghosts, Reality or Myth by Dr. Henry Carter. Does Williams know you wrote this one? Oh, yes. He's even read it. Has he? Well, actually only the prologue. Then he gave me a lecture with more words that are in the book. I wonder if Professor Ward is still in London. That's the same thing I want to know. Yeah, I felt like there was a bug crawling on my arm. It scared me. Well, I guess we have to leave now. I won't be able to prove the Great Beyond exists in such a short time without the professor's help. I need to find him. Maybe I can discover something that will help me find him at his home on Dorset Street. Okay. I guess we'll talk to Mr. Cook again. Yes? Did they order you to remove the portrait of Professor Ward? What do you think? I think yes. Exactly. Who ordered it? Who do you think? Vice Chancellor Williams? Exactly. Do you need help? I see you're finding it hard to remove a simple portrait. Do you think old Cook isn't smart enough to take down a picture? Of course not. Exactly. Gosh. Wait a moment. Does that mean I am or I am not? You are smart enough to take down a portrait. Ah, good. Some genius thought it would be better to attach the paintings with glue instead of a pair of hook screws. Glue? In his defense, I'll say that not for anything in the world would I have suspected one of these illustrious professors was a filthy thief. You've already been informed, have you? Sadly. Who would have thought, huh? Though it's not like it comes as a total surprise frequenting the places he did. But I will manage to take down this portrait with no tool. One only needs to know how to apply force. Thus said Pythagoras, give me a place to stand and I shall move the world. I'm sorry if I'm saying words wrong. It is late. That was Archimedes. You don't need to correct me. I'm not one of your pupils. What places did Professor Ward frequent? A pub for one in the East End. The Red Lion. Someone of his stature visiting such establishments. How embarrassing. And in the company of a tart. One moment, what tart? A courtesan, I guess. They seem quite close. She is surely his accomplice. How do you know that? Rumors travel as fast as bad news. I need to find that woman. She might know where I can find Professor Ward. If you find her, give her to the police. I already told you she surely has something to do with the money theft. Okay. Are you entirely certain you don't need help with the portrait? You want me to help you marking exams? There's no need to. Exactly. Carry on. Let's go see Mr. Tomley. Maybe he'll have some information. Still entranced by the trophies? Always. So... Oh, wait. Have a nice day, Mr. Lee. Okay. Let's go this way. Let's see if he knows anything. Montague wrote James did not employ all his talent on creating atmospheres so that a mere professor would break Mr. Price's immersion. Okay. Oh, cute. University, Dorset Street, the Red Line. Let's go to the Red Line. Oh, it's not available in the demo. Okay. Whoa. Can you turn a light on? That's it, room number 4. So you're a friend of Professor Ward. Exactly. And he's vanished. Sadly. Why do you want to examine his room? Are you from Scotland Yard? No, I'm a professor, such as he. I only want to have a look to see if there's anything that might enlighten me to his whereabouts. Ah, that makes sense. When was the last time you saw him? I know he went out last evening. I was in bed, but I heard his footsteps on the stairs. Haven't you seen him since then? No, sir. Did you notice anything strange about him? Of course I noticed. But not only yesterday, always. He's a strange man, though a very polite one. How I wish the rest of my tenants were as courteous as him. Why is the corridor so dark? The electric company convinced me to install this new light system in the house. They didn't tell me the price would double compared to gaslight. That's what progress means, you know? Progress for the usual suspects, those in power. I've told the tenants not to use the corridor light unless they want my bills to start affecting their rent. It's curious that he lived here. I mean, his salary was high enough to afford him a better place than this. This hovel? Is that what you wanted to say? I don't mean to offend you, Miss Dawson. No, you would be right. This is a hovel. Though it's the classiest hovel in all of East End. And with the biggest rooms for 4 blocks. Would you do me the kindness of lending me the key to the room? I don't have it. How is that? Professor Ward was a bit forgetful. He asked for my copy of the key in case he lost his. It wouldn't be the first time that happened. So he's got 2 keys. And me none, that's it. How can I get into his room? You can wait for the locksmith to come tomorrow. I'm afraid I don't have that much time. Or you can try to open the door yourself. I won't complain. But please, try not to break it. I'll be downstairs if you need me. Rules. I can't read anything. I can't properly see the number on the plaque, but I'd say it's a 4. The lamp is off. Can I not turn it on? There's barely any light. I can't discern what kind of plant this is. I can't see anything. Closed. That's not Professor Ward's room. Am I supposed to turn the light on or something? Do I need to exit? Oh wait, it said switch. Where'd it go? Switch. There we go. One moment. There's something inside the lamp. Is that a key? I can't reach it. What is this? Let's look at the rules. Rules of the house. The rent is paid the first day of each month. Was that it? Oh, breakfast will be served from 7 to 8 a.m. No animals allowed. Out of the respect to the rest of the tenants, silence is requested beyond 10 p.m. In case of theft, the landlady is not responsible for the personal belongings of the tenants. Use of opiates is strictly forbidden inside the rooms. Any such infraction will be immediately reported to the police. This is a decent house. Partners from the opposite sex are strictly forbidden, especially same-sex partners. In case of infringement of these rules, the landlady has the right to immediately rescind the rental agreement. Oh, okay. Daisies. Is there anything inside the plant? There's nothing inside the vent. Closed. Switch. I need to figure out how to get in there. Room number 3. Room number 4. Professor Ward lived here. Is there like a tool or something I can use? Can't really open it. Does anything happen if I turn it off? I'd rather keep the corridor lit. Am I supposed to be able to get something maybe from the university to get in their room? Maybe. Hey, do you have anything I can take? Never mind. Maybe we can go back in the classroom. Excuse me. Okay. Frank? Frank? Bad news, right? Worse. The board is threatening to close down the Metaphysic Investigations Department if I don't present irrefutable proof within 72 hours. Proof of what? Of the existence of the great beyond. Damn idiots. That's an impossible time frame. How dare they? That despicable Williams will end up getting what he wants. What do you think of what Professor Ward did? Are you asking me if I believe he's innocent? Is he? What do you think? I think neither of us is answering a single question. I don't know, Patrick. Nelson Ward is famous for being eccentric and impulsive, but that, of course, doesn't make him a miscreant. So do you think he's innocent? The evidence of the crime is unequivocal. Though simultaneously I believe that if he committed such a misconduct, he must have had a good reason. Not just a financial one. What reason? I cannot begin to fathom. I only hope this makes some sense. Have you seen any ghosts lately? God willing, this would be easy, right? How long has the Metaphysic Investigations Department been running? 3? 4 years? 4. And they want to solve the great mystery of life after death within 72 hours? They neither want to nor intend to. If I have been given that time frame, it is because Henry interceded. If only you could succeed. I'd like to see the faces of those decrepit geezers when you show them undeniable proof. I don't think I knew Professor Ward well enough. We had a very close relationship, but it was purely professional. I don't know a single thing about his life, apart from him being the chief coroner of Scotland Yard before becoming a teacher. If I had taken even a mild interest in him, I might have detected signs of what he would do. Don't punish yourself with that, Patrick. Nelson was very reserved. I doubt anyone in the faculty really got to know him. I don't know how I can face this research against the clock. I don't want to be untactful, but that's an endeavor doomed to fail. I mean, to this day, no one has been able to find any conclusive evidence of the existence of the great beyond. Perhaps in the future we could resolve the matter, but not in such a short time. I need to find the professor. I can't do this alone. We were a team. How about asking for help from the British Society of Paranormal Studies? I doubt they would assist. Neither the professor nor I are welcome there. Because of that damned article. What about Rickett? He always supported you. And he could be a valuable ally in this quest. Charles? He's not in London at the moment. No? Damn. Any ideas that might help my research? Now that I think about it, Nelson mentioned having found a place worth investigating. Do you remember where it could be? I think it was located in central London. A house, maybe? I don't recall. I was having a busy day when he told me about it, and I didn't pay enough attention. I'm sorry I'm not helping. Not to worry. Thank you for always supporting me. Oh, one of them is Nelson. You are the other. So, you shall always have my support in everything you do. Wait, let me do it again. I know of only two people who could prove the existence of the great beyond. One of them is Nelson. You are the other. Okay, I should get going. If I can do anything for you, I understand, Frank. I appreciate it. Is there anything that I can take here? The one on the top is Atlas of Human Anatomy by Dr. Oswald D. Fries. I use it to illustrate my lectures. The one on the bottom is The Empty House and Other Ghost Stories by Algernon Blackwood. It served me to help me evade them. The 4 first drawers are full of anatomy prints. The rest are intended for school materials. Okay. Do we have something that we can get a key out of the light? I believe it's time to get rid of this old eraser. Oh, I have an eraser now. Nice. Forensic science has progressed a lot in recent years. I hope these boys end up being as professional as Professor Ward once was. Queen Victoria's reign was so long, and her personage is still so present that no one dares to take down her portrait yet. Our King Edward VII crowned 6 years ago. Better late than never, he must have thought. It's full of flasks and test tubes. What is a flask of sulfuric acid doing here? It should be in the lab. We need to be careful handling these anatomical skeletons because they're very fragile. I have a hand. Okay. Alright. Now let's go back here. Now we have a hand. Or a skeleton arm. I could use the skeleton arm to carefully remove the crystal from the lamp. Can you imagine just seeing somebody do that? Damn, it's not long enough. Maybe a little jump will help. Oh! What was that? Damn. Nothing. What was that noise? Noise? What noise? A bang! As if a mirror had fallen. To be honest, I don't think I heard anything like that. No? It may have been in the adjoining house, don't you think? Yes, probably. Well, better that way. We avoided that. Phew! So we got a crystal? There's a key here. Oh, okay. Nice. Let's go unlock the door. I'll pick up the broken crystal. I don't want to have to explain it to the landlady. Are you gonna put it in the plant? Where can I hide the criminal evidence? In the plant. Ah. Oh, in there? What the heck? Nothing to see here. Give me that key. Wow. Oh, birds. Picture. Map. It's a map of central London where the professor has marked several places worth investigating. There's a red circle around one of them. Ooh, that's probably where he's at. There's an old oil lamp. I'll take it. Nice. The professor is an atheist, so I gather that crucifix was already here when he arrived. I think the professor would rest better under the watchful eye of Darwin than under Jesus. Okay. It doesn't look very comfortable, though the professor wouldn't care. I've seen him fall asleep between classes in the most unimaginable places. Desk. There's a notebook on the desk. The House of Benwell Street. It is discouraging to discover that all the places worth investigating were in the end either frauds or a waste of time. However, I found a location that, if my inquiries are correct, could afford a unique opportunity to me and my colleague, Professor Moore. It is an old, impressive building located at 34 Benwell Street. Its original owner was Thomas Highmore, a widower philanthropist who lived in the house during the early years of last century. After his death, his heirs rented the house to several tenants. One of them, Frederick Price, reported strange blows coming from the basement to the police. Raps? An officer corroborated the facts, to which he added, as is stated in his report, that several objects in the room started to slowly move without human intervention. A police report that confirms unexplained supernatural phenomena. Contrary to the account of a normal witness, which is always an act of faith to consider believable, this changes everything. No police officer or sound mind could cast doubt on his professionalism by falsely signing a report such as this. So we can be sure that this is an account we can accept, and thus a very valuable one. Terrified, the Prices left the house 2 months later. Their place was taken by Benjamin Jones. By searching through the documents of the estate agency that managed the property, I found a report stating that the tenant abandoned the house 4 weeks later due to constant unspecified occurrences in the basement. In my investigation, I found 2 other cases with that basement as the epicenter of supernatural activity, but I have yet to verify them. I still haven't informed Patrick about this. We could be dealing with another dead end, and if someone has to waste his time with this, I'd rather it be me. My instinct, though, tells me 34 Benwell Street is the place we've been dreaming of all these years. Professor Nelson Ward, October 14th, 1907. 34 Benwell Street. Is that the circled spot on there? Okay, we have a location. Is there anything else? There are a lot of documents and notebooks. I should check them. They may contain clues to Professor's whereabouts. This will take some time. 1 hour later? Cue SpongeBob. There's nothing in them that reveals where the professor is. Okay. That junk box stands out. Let's see what's in it. There's a copper wire reel that may come in handy. Give me that. Well, it's too rusty. Okay. There's the birds. Shoo! The street is full of tramps and drunkards. The professor felt more comfortable among them than among his colleagues. Oh. Alright, let's go. Let's go to the new application. Why did that close like that? Oh, what the heck? Oh, is that the end of the demo? Oh, this looks interesting. I bet you these are all the places we could go. Thanks for playing an English Haunting demo. Please consider adding an English Haunting demo on your Steam wish list. Whoa, can't read.